ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dipples Marble League Season 1, Event 4. Today we have the 10-pin bowling competition where each of our marble teams will get 2 frames to score the highest number of points they can. There will be 2 bowls per frame, with a 3rd bowl occurring in the final frame if a strike or a spare is scored. So looking at the current season status, we can see that Autumn Rush are currently leading with 45 points thanks to their 2 podium placements, our only team to place on the podium twice so far this season. In second place, we have the Commandos after that strong performance in the balance beam, and coming in 3rd, we have the Meanies. We can also see that C Squad are currently sitting down in 16th place and will be looking to try and move their way up the leaderboard and remove themselves from the relegation danger zone. So today's event will run in reverse leaderboard order, starting with C Squad, led out by Poseidon. We see a nice first bowl from Poseidon there. So it will be 8 pins in that first bowl, because we see that there are 2 pins standing up supported only by the ground or by another pin. That is how it is defined. So any pins leaning against the walls will be considered knocked down. In the second bowl, we see Amphitrite rolling out, picking up just that 1 pin. Almost picking up the last one, but not quite. So that will be a respectable 9 for C Squad there. Next up, we have Intergalactic. A decent bowl there. Is it 3 pins still remaining? It is. It looks like that pin at the top there is standing under its own weight. So Nebula picking up 3 there. Oh, a great roll there from Andromeda. Picking up those 2 and clipping the 4th with a bounce back, but not enough to knock it down. So it'll also be a 9 for Intergalactic. So a great ball there from Andromeda, unlucky not to get the spare. So next up we have Fenrir from Werewolves. Oh, right down the middle, splitting them up. That leaves 5 standing, I believe. Yes, we have 3 on the left and 2 on the right-hand side. So pick up 5 there. Unlucky there to only pick up 2 for Luna. We saw a bit of movement on the others. Oh, that top left pin being pushed away, but still standing. So it's only a 7 for Werewolves there. Luna will be disappointed with that. So next up we have Sweet Stuff, led out by a Sugar. Oh, again is only 5, but we saw 1 pin get pushed all the way back. So that top pin there being pushed back from the 2nd spot on the top there. A very interesting performance. It does leave them largely in the middle. Oh, that was a very weak performance from Cake there. Only picking up the 2. A very slow roll and drifting off to the right-hand side, we see. Clips that front pin, but is not enough to knock it over. So again, just a 7 for Sweet Stuff. They'll be very disappointed with that performance. They should have done better there, particularly on that 2nd bowl. Cake will not be happy. We see Buzz roll out in 5th. A fantastic run there. A fantastic run with Bumble charging right down the middle, leaving just 2 pins on the left with that front one almost going down as well. Will we see our first spare here? Can Bumble hit those left 2 pins? Oh! Bumble hits the first one down and pushes that 2nd pin all the way to the back. I do believe it's standing under its own weight though. That is so unlucky. So unlucky not to get the spare there. Yep, it is definitely standing under its own weight, not touching there. So Hornet picking up just 1 there. Very unlucky to not get the spare. But next up we have Enamoured, led out by Romeo with a decent bowl, picking up 5. It looks like it was going to do a lot better than that, but those pins just all sliding to the left there. That's a 5 for Romeo. Let's see how Juliet goes here. Oh, very similar to Sweet Stuff, just not quite doing enough on that left-hand side. They're clipping that front pin and pushing the other ones together. Not enough to knock them down. That's a 7 for Enamoured. So next up, we will have Team Jovian. As we see Ganymede roll out. Oh, that is unlucky. Very straight down the middle there. But that's leaving a 2-2 split on each side. That'll be a very challenging roll. And straight down the middle with nothing knocked down for Callisto there. Callisto will not be happy. Does get a touch on 1 pin on the way back, but not enough to take it down. So that leaves Jovian currently in last place with just 6 points. That is a disappointing performance from Callisto there, not managing to knock any down. As the Long Boys led up by Sneck. Now that is a great ball, picking up 8. But that is a difficult split. That's a 7-10 split. Straight down the middle. Very lucky to get that final pin to fall over there. Very symmetrical ball though. So well done, Snack, but leaving a tough run for Eel here. Straight down the middle and straight back to the ramp. A perfectly centerline ball there. You cannot get more straight than that, which is not what Eel wanted. Not picking up anything there, but a respectable 8 there with that 7-10 split. So we have Ice Queens up next. As we see Elsa come charging out, knocking down 5. Let's have a look in the slow motion. They do sort of bunch up together there. Actually, correction, that is knocking down 6, leaving just 4 standing. 1 was leaning up against the wall. A decent roll there from Jardis with a great knockdown pick up. Another 3, I believe. Or is that other one standing? It is pick up 3. That other one is leaning against the wall there. So unlucky not to take down that last spin. A pickup of 9 is nothing to be sniffed at. So well done there to Ice Queens. As we see Retirement Home led out by Gramps with a fantastic bowl. This could very well be our first spare, I believe. As we see a great knockdown, taking out all the outside pins, just leaving 2 in the middle. So all we need here is Pops to run a straight run down, and we got our first spare, and we see it. Pops has picked up that spare, which will give them 10, plus whatever they knock down on the bowl that comes up first in next frame. So a spare will give you 10, plus whatever the next bowl is, and a strike will give you 10, plus whatever the next 2 bowls are. Forest Flyers coming out the gate excellently there. We see a brilliant 9 from Sherwood. It has left 1 off in that far left position, which will be a tough knockdown. And it is, in fact, too tough for Amazon. Straight down the middle and then drifts off to the wrong side. So it will be a respectable 9 for the Forest Flyers. They will not be complaining with that. They will be happy to pick up 9, I think. We see the Kitties here led out by Per. Oh, that is a decent ball as well. I think that's actually 3 pins left standing, because while that pin is leaning, it is supported by the weight of another pin. So that will be considered to still be a standing pin. But it does not matter at all for Nip, who takes out all 3 quite comfortably, pick up that left pin, skittling it into the other one, and taking out that back pin. So a fantastic pickup there from Nip to pick up the spare. Be very pleased with that. The Kitties do need to do well in this event. So we've got the Tigers up next. A good performing team. That does look good. That left pin is resting against the wall, so it will be a 2, very similar to Retirement Home, I believe. We have just those 2 in the middle. Will Raj be able to pick up the spare here? We see him come flying down, and he certainly does, clean through it. Well done, Raj, picking up a spare for the Tigers. So that will keep their campaign to take top spot well and truly intact. That is what they needed to see. So we have a Meanies led out by Reg. Oh, another really good bowl, leaving 2 standing, but these 2 are further over to the right-hand side, I believe. Oh, it does actually, it's not the back 2 that are pushed, because 1 does slide back. So they are both on the right side, but they're a little further forward than it might initially look. And we see a fantastic bowl there from KD, picking up a spare for the Meanies as well. So we're seeing a spattering of spares. I believe that's our 4th spare so far in this event. As we see the Commandos up next, led out by the General. Not as much power as we would have liked to have seen there, and the General would not be pleased with that. We see a lot of them pushed back, but still standing. So it's only a pickup of 5, but they are quite central. So Cap does have a chance here, and he knocks 3 down. I think it's 3 because it looks like that back one is freestanding. We'll have a look at this top-down view. Yes, it is standing under its own weight. So that is just the 3 for Cap there. Pick up a respectable 8, but he would have liked to have done better than that. So we're moving up right to the top of the leaderboard now, and we see Autumn Rush, our current season leaders, right through the middle, but not much getting knocked over. They just kind of push them out the way. So it is a 5, but it's a bit of a nasty split there thanks to Fall. So we'll see Leaf again only pick up 2 from that 5, leaving them with a 7. So Leaf will not be pleased with that. We did see a little bit of movement up the top, but not enough to take down a final pin. So only 7 for Autumn Rush. So as we look, that is the first frames done for all the teams. We see a correction. I said 4 spares before, but it is in fact only 3 with the retirement home, the Kitties, and the Meanies. So we will now move into our second frame, where if a strike or a spare is scored, a third ball is awarded. So C Squad will need a great ball here, and they get it. Picking up 8, but it is a nasty split there. It is the worst split you can get, a 7-10. That's going to be 1 on either side. Very, very unlikely to get both, let alone any. And it is a 0 there for our final roll-up from C Squad, Triton. So that gives C Squad a total of 17. They will be disappointed with that. They were hoping to extend their campaign and move up, but no luck. So we have Intergalactic here, led out now by Cluster. A decent pickup. It looks like they may have knocked it down 8 there. Yes, it is 8. We see the 2 on the left. A decent ball there. Managing to pick up 1. You see Black Hole clip that one, but not able to take out that far left pin. So it is 18, which will put them above C Squad and keep them definitely out of last place. So we see Werewolves now. It's going to be Hal. A great ball, picking up 9 there. Can Fang take down that last pin? In which case we will see our first substitute action of the season. And Fang has done it, picking up the spare, which will give Loop the chance to come in and add a big chunk of score to this. So whatever Loop adds here, it is a 7. So that will be 17 points this frame for Werewolves. So Werewolves tying C Squad in this frame alone, putting them on 24 points, well and truly in the lead currently. But there are many teams still to come. As we see Pudding for Sweet Stuff start off their second frame. It's a decent ball. It's 8, leaving 2 on the right-hand side. So we're going to need Doe to have a good ball here that drifts off to the right if we want to see a spare or even 1 more pin picked up. And Doe has done it. What an incredible ball. Shifting just enough to knock down both those fins and giving our next substitute, Nibble, their chance to debut in the Dipples Marble League. Picking up 7, very respectable. Picking up 17, the same as the Werewolves. So a brilliant ball there from Nibble, making it 24 as well. So in the cases of ties, it will come down to the best frame. And if the best frames are tied, it will come down to the best individual balls. So we do see Wasp picking up a measly 4 there, pushing the pins out the way, which is going to leave a lot of work for Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket does well to pick up another 4, giving them a total of 8 in that final frame. It's not what they wanted. They would have liked to have seen a few more go down. They did well to get as many as they did there. Credit to Yellow Jacket, left in a tough position, manages to bring it up to 17 for Buzz. So we see Enamoured now with Cleo. It's only a 5, the same as their last run. We're going to need to see a much better ball come out here from Mark. And it's not there, it's only a 3. But I believe that puts Enamoured in last place. Only picking up 8 there with a weak performance in the first. They are currently on 15 points. So Enamoured will be very disappointed with that performance. As we see Jovian. A decent ball there from Io, picking up 7, but it is a bit of a nasty split there. Europa will have a bit of work to do here. Oh! Almost enough, just a little more power at the end there. It would have knocked it down. You see that pin rolling over and touching it, as then the marble itself rolls in, but is not enough to knock it down. So we see the long boys, and now it's Wormy picking up a decent 7, but once again split. The split is not as bad as it originally looked. It's actually 8 because that pin is in the gutter. Oh, Lizzie there, very unlucky not to knock that pin down with a bounce back pin. You see it nudge forward, but just not enough weight behind it. Pick up a 9, giving them 17. So that'll be quite disappointing for the long boys not to pick up that spare. So we now see the Ice Queens let out by Keone. So Keone picks up an 8 there, leaving the 2 middle pins. So I think we'll see quite likely a spare here. But we do need Beira to pick it up, and Beira does pick up that spare. Fantastic there. So we will see Chilla come out now to try and add to their total. We're going to need a very good bowl here from the Ice Queens, from Chilla, to drive them up into first place. And it is a good bowl. It's 7. It is another 17. I think they would have needed a couple more if my maths are correct. Let's have a look. It is a 26. No, they did have a 9 originally, so they are in first place now. Ice Queen sitting very comfortably in first place. We see the retirement home once again, let out by Par. 3 pins left standing there. Unfortunately, a bit of a split, but again, we have seen some splits picked up. So Papa will have to do well here to hit this split. And he's only gone and done it. What a bit of magic that ball was. You could not have placed that better. Papa picking up all 3 pins to give Grandad a chance. Picking up 6 there, so not our best spare frame we've seen. But a 16 will do very nicely for retirement home. That will place them well and truly up in the top part of the leaderboard with a 33. Well and truly in first place, given that spare. I had forgotten completely that they'd spared in that first round. That is an incredible score. We see Forest Flyers now. Redwood. Oh, that is very disappointing from Redwood. They're only picking up 3 pins. We see a lot of pushing, but not much falling. Very unlucky there for Redwood, leaving a huge amount of work for Walder. And Walder does the best he can, but it's just not going to be enough. Was that a 7? Was that an 8? It is an 8. So pick up 17 combined total there for Walder. So we see the Kitties, who started off with a spare. Oh, only picking up 3 there. That will only add 3 to their first frame, so 13 for the first frame. That is a very, very disappointing roll from Mittens. Claus has a lot of work to do here. Needs to get the spare to keep them in chance, and does not pick it up. That is a 7. That will put them on a total of 20. Very disappointing for the Kitties with a good start with that spare. So we see the Tigers also with a spare. A 9. That is huge. That puts their first frame up to 19 points. With only 1 pin here. Tony picked up a brilliant 9. Can Hobbs take down that final pin and give Pai the chance to roll out? Oh, on the rebound back. That was so close. Misses it on the way through, but on the rebound back gets it. Picks up the spare. A fantastic score. Now it is up to Pai to really apply the pressure to retirement home. And he's done it. That is an 8. That is a fantastic bowl. I believe that will tie it up, if I'm not mistaken, with a 19... No, sorry, a 19 and an 18 puts them on 37. An enormous score. That would be a very tough one to beat, with the Meanies probably the only team that can do it. They need a good bowl here, and they've got it! Oh my, Gretsch, picking up our first strike of the day, giving them 20 for that first frame, and putting them in a good standing here. Look at those spread. What an incredible ball from Gretsch. The only strike we've seen, and what a time to do it. Not such a reliable ball from K there. Right through the middle, picks up 4, but leaves it split very nastily. So we will see the Meanies reserve Jan come in for them. Picks up 4, leaving 2 up. That is definitely a good score. That, I believe that puts them up by 1. Is that 38 points? It is 38 points. So just enough there, knocking down that pin on the left to put them into first place, 1 point ahead of the Tigers. And I don't think anyone else can challenge them because the Commandos and Autumn Rush did not spare. So we see a good ball there from Sarge. Oh, so unlucky to have those 2 back pins pop back up after almost going down. So it is in fact only 6 when it could have very well been 8. Oh, just not enough pressure from behind there. Unlucky to leave those 2 standing there for Corp. So 16 there for the Commandos. A decent pickup, but it is not quite enough to put them up on the top of the leaderboard. So we move on to our final bowl. It's Autumn Rush. And we see a very nice bowl there, leaving 2 pins standing from Wind. But they are 2 on the left. So that leaves a bit of work for Harvest to do. Can Harvest get over to that left-hand side of the lane? No. Oh, it does pick up 1 though, making it a 9. I did not think they were going to pick up a pin there at all. Harvest actually not too far away from pick up the spare there. They will be disappointed in that. A 15 is not what Autumn Rush wanted. That will see them fall down out of first place. So we see our final scores. A brilliant run there from the Meanies, pick up 38. The Tigers pick up 37. And Retirement Home picking up 33. Our top 3 teams. What a performance there. So we see 25 points going to the Meanies, 20 to the Tigers, 15 to Retirement Home. As we move down, we do see a tie in 10th place for C Squad and Long Boys, as they both scored 17 with 9 best frames, and the 2 best bowls were both 8 and 8. So we look at the season leaderboard. We see the Meanies are now in first place on 64, the Tigers in second on 53, and Autumn Rush on 49, with C Squad still down at the bottom there. We hope you've enjoyed the 4th event of the Dipples Marble League Season 1, and we look forward to seeing you again soon for our next event. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Best of luck to your team this season, and have a good night.